Hey, Cooper. 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 My Cooper. Look at my boy. Look at my boy. Look at this. I'm going to give you a whole bunch. A whole bunch. There you go. Look at that. There you go. You guys. You guys. What's the snake stick doing here? Okay. Here, I give you a bunch. And I give you a bunch. Okay. I know. I know. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. I want to treat everybody every day. You treat some and the others get, well, they make me feel guilty. Today I'm going to say hello to Keila, which I sometimes call Akira. I don't know why I'm thinking Akira Knightley or Night? Who's the Pirates girl? Anyway, Kira is these people. I mean, people are really, you know, you got 100 nice people, you get one bad one, and that's the one that does all the damage. Keila's a really nice dog. She was a puppy, and at the border, somebody took a blunt instrument, and they whacked her with it and broke her spine. And she has no, she's incontinent. She can't control her bowels or her bladder, and she can't even run her tail. She came in that way, and she does well here. She's safe. Nobody'll ever hurt her again. And Lou matched her up with Lou. Lou, another rescue who is deaf. So Lou, you won't know he's deaf. You talk to him like he's, you know, and he I think he lip reads. Anyway, he's a great companion for her, and they're magnificent together. Tell you about the blunt instrument. You guys out there, all of you people out there, understand this. This might help you someday to understand your adversary. There are 3 levels, a hierarchy of lethal. The lethal weapons have a hierarchy of 3, and it's going to shock you, the hierarchy. The 3rd most lethal weapon is the pistol. The 3rd most lethal. You can get shot 4 times and survive. That's another story. The 2nd most lethal weapon, worse than the handgun, is the knife. The knife explodes tissue. Your muscle, everything's held in by your skin. Cut it, it explodes. The knife is the 2nd deadliest. It's worse than a gun. What's worse than the knife and the gun is a bludgeon, a blunt instrument, a stick, a pipe. If you remember the old Alfred Hitchcock show back in the 50s or 60s, the woman killed her husband with a frozen leg of lamb and then ate the leg of lamb. The evidence was gone. A blunt instrument is the deadliest instrument. If you get hit in the head, not even with a baseball bat, if you get hit in the head, say with the handle of anything, you in the head, you have a 95% chance of dying from that. 95%. 19 out of 20 people die from a hit in the head like that. They took that blunt instrument, the deadliest weapon in the world is anything that's a blunt instrument, and they hit this poor puppy with that on her back. Man, oh man. It just infuriates the hell out of me what goes on out there. It's just horrible. Anyway, this sweet dog, when you meet her, she's a real sweetheart, and she forgives. She forgives. I don't know about you, but I don't forgive. She forgives. She still likes people. She's still friendly. And after what they did to her, you go, are you kidding me? But anyway, here they have a chance to become who they are really supposed to be, away from all the madness, and they're safe and secure. And another thing, the thing that keeps us going here in this whole operation, it's huge. This whole operation is alive today from bequests, estate planning. People who said, today I'm going to put this organization in my will or in my trust. So 10 years, 20 years, when I'm not here anymore, that money is going to go to this organization. So you are going to help animals after you're gone. And maybe if it works out, you're going to see what you're doing from the other side. But at any rate, that's what we've got. The promise here, especially the young ones, the promise is this has to continue. And I'm going to do everything I can for the rest of my life to assure that it continues, on into the next generation, because these animals are still going to somebody's going to get hit again from another pipe. They will always be abandoned. And that's what's going on here. So I'm going to introduce you to Keila. And you won't believe Lou. You won't believe he's deaf. That's all I can tell you. And I really think he lip reads. Hey Lou. Come here, Lou. Look, he knows not to walk in the water. Where's Kira? There she is. Oh, she put on weight. She's put on weight in the last few months. Here, Kira. Kira, there you go, honey. Wow. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Now, you see she's peeing while she's walking? That's important. I'll tell you about that. She's walking and she's peeing. Yes, she's beautiful. You're beautiful. Look at Kira. Look at my girl. Oh boy. Hey, Lou. Hey, Lou. Hi, Kira. Look at her. She's a beauty. She's a beauty. Hi, honey. Well, you can eat it, You can eat it. You gonna give it to me? You want me to take it? No, you don't want me to take it. She wants to come up. What'd I say? She's a beautiful girl. Now, the thing about Kira, you're beautiful. See, she's dripping from pee. Kira's 4 years old. I rescued her when she was 2. Right, honey? And she was a hugger. This girl, she just hugs all the time. She jumps up and hugs. She's got a mouthful right now. But she jumps up and hugs. And the thing about her, she went in the pool. That's what it is. She's dripping. But she did pee over there. The thing is, as a puppy, somebody hit her with a blunt instrument, a bat or a pipe, and they broke a piece of her spine. And she's incontinent, and her tail can't move because she's got a broken vertebrae in there. So here's this dog that somebody threw out, and there are people out there that are very cruel. They're cruel to probably everybody, but they're cruel to dogs. Somebody hit her with a blunt instrument. And after all that, she's still loving. She's still trusting. Somebody hitting a dog is like somebody hitting a child. The word is reprehensible. You girls in the shade, you're in the shade. You know what? I should move and get in the shade too. Hi, Annie. Here you go. Here you go. Give me that. I gotta call this in. Hey, Stephen, come in.
I'm here.
I'm in with Kara. You guys had her up yesterday. What was that about?
Kiara, no. We had Lou up here today for regular blood and teeth, but not Keila, no.
Keila. All right. I made a mistake. It was Lou. When you get a chance, take Keila up and look at her nose. She has a small pink spot on her nose that could be a sunburn issue. Just check it out. Have him check it out.
Okay.
Look at her. Look at that baby girl. Yes, you like her, don't you, Lou? Huh? You like her. He's a good boy. What a nice dog. You are such a beauty. Yeah, they throw out deaf dogs. We had a puppy. He was here for years. He was when we had tours, I would ask the whole group of people, 100 people, I would ask them to tell us, Fluke, his name was Fluke, tell us what you notice about Fluke. And they would go in, and hardly anybody ever knew. And the thing was, Fluke was a deaf and blind. He was a deaf and blind puppy thrown away in the desert. He was about 3 months old. There's no way this guy could survive. So anyway, we rescued him, and I had him here, 12, 13 years. But he got so used to his yard. It's the yard where Maxine is now. He got so used to the trees and the yard that nobody could tell that he was blind. He just moved around, and he even looked at people. He had a sense about him, whatever it was. Look at you. Oh, here's my girl. What'd I tell you? She's a hug. Oh, she's kissy. Oh, the baby. Keila. Keila's a beautiful girl. Yes, when she first came here, she was so happy. We're taking pictures for a letter that I wrote a couple of years ago, one of my monthly letters. And the problem was getting her to stay still. She was up hugging. You just want to hug all the time, yes. Keila's beautiful girl. She's a beautiful girl. And then they did that to her. They whacked her with something and crippled her and whoops. I'll shut it off. And she's incontinent because of that, right? You know what that means? Do you know what incontinent means? It means if you weren't living here, you'd need a diaper. And if there were such a thing as an adoption that lasted, which there is hardly, I mean, the average American keeps their pets 2.5 years. Now, we keep them forever, and other people keep them for 3 months. The average is 2.5 years. Well, imagine her. She's incontinent, having been damaged like that. They'd have to keep a diaper on her for her whole life, and they couldn't do that. Look, she got the bag. She knows the whole bag. I'm gonna put my face in there and grab one. Keila. Go ahead. It's all yours. See the way these houses are designed. This was quite something. We have a video on the Delta Rescue site, half-hour video showing you how to build these. Man, these are old. These are over 30 years old. And if you notice the way she ran up, the way we configure the straw bales is to make stairs so they could run up. They can come down. They have an inside 4x6 house and a doorway. Warm in the winter, cool in the summer. Now these are old. Look at the cracks on it. This is over 30 years old and it's showing its cracks. We'll be fixing them soon. And the other thing is, this is the, excuse me, let me get you another one. This is the helicopter pad. And when I built it, we called it a helicopter pad because there was a little house on top. And we took it out. It's only 2 rooms. It was a little tiny house. And then we made a helicopter pad. We had a flood here. The flood cut us off from the sanctuary. The river comes right across our path. Pretty big Santa Clara River. And it was flowing heavy for about a week. So we couldn't get a crew in here. Full of dogs, cats, horses. Couldn't get a crew in here. So I got an idea. I had everybody meet us at one of our other properties about 6 miles away. I took a yellow garden hose like that one over there. I took a yellow garden hose and I made a big circle about the size of this yard on the lawn. Well, behind the house, it wasn't really a lawn, but it was flat. And I put that circle of yellow hose. And I took something, I forget what, but I took something and put it on a pole like a flag or something, so it'd be a windsock. And it was raining, and I called a helicopter company down in Van Nuys. I said, I need you to airlift my crew to my sanctuary. And I didn't tell the workers. I had them all meet me, and I told them all to bring food for 3 days. And they showed up at the property, and they had no idea what was going on. I said, you guys stand over here. This big chopper comes in, holds like 12 people. This big chopper comes in and lands, and they're all bugging, their eyes are bugging out of their heads, you know. And I said, okay, get on, because they all thought no work today, right? No, get on. So to their credit, scared shitless, they got on the chopper. And the chopper flew in the rain and landed up here on what I was calling our helicopter pad, which was now a real helicopter pad. So they dumped off the crew, and the people were here about 3 days. They were stranded. But they had food and stuff, and they had places to sleep. So we named the helicopter pad. And then all these years, it's a helicopter pad. Now, LA County Fire, we set it up. I set up a big water tank down below for LA County Fire, and I said, if you bring your choppers in here, you can fill them up. We timed them every 4 minutes. They could fill a chopper, and that's about what a chopper would take, 400 gallons. So we offered it to LA County, but they have, California has all these rules, and they had rules that if you have a helicopter pad, OSHA stuff, it has to have lighting, it has to have a bathroom, it has to have electricity. Well, I said, no, we got a helicopter pad. Just come in and get the water. And no, we have to have all this. So we never used it. And then, about 4 or 5 years ago, whenever it was, we had the sand fire. And we were stranded out here. We had our fire equipment, but at the time I didn't have a real crew. And eventually, the Forest Service did come in and looked at the property because I told them I had water. And then they saw the pond that I have. And the pond, they could pump water with Type 3 engines. They could pump water from the pond over there. I think it's like 600 yards, whatever it is. And they could pump it to the top of the hill. And they set up a portable tank, a 15,000 gallon tank right up here behind us. We moved all the dogs out because those choppers, the Type 1 chopper sky cranes, they're so big and they're heavy. And they have a downdraft that'll, throw everything. So we moved all the dogs out. But the helicopter pad became a helicopter pad for 4 days of war. There was like Vietnam War here. The choppers, every 5 minutes, one would fly that way, one would come in. They would sit up over the tank and they would put the hose down in there and they'd suck up the water. It's like almost 2,000 gallons, and then they'd fly back off. And the fire was so close to us, I had no idea. And I got a citation from the incident commander when it was all over, and they put a nice picture of a chopper on our helicopter pad, coming in for water. And they said, thanks to our water being so close to the fire, they saved tens of thousands of acres of habitat, wildlife habitat. And then they said, and also as many as 200 homes in Acton. This is 200 homes? These are ranches out here. How big was this fire going to be? It was pretty big. 200 homes. I'm trying to figure where it would come. The only thing I could think of is up Crown Valley Road, the main drag, and hit everything on the way. So this water, this pond that I built illegally back, 35 years ago, I just built it. I made a dam and then I pumped it with water. We're on the headwater to the Santa Clara River, so we have plenty of water, so we keep it running. And we have wildlife come down. We have mountain lions, deer. Hello, honey. This is a beautiful girl. Yes, you are. You love your girl, don't you? I can tell you love your girl. Lou loves his girl. Look at her. She's a beauty. You're a beauty, too. Yes, you are. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. It's nice that they're happy here. I mean, I love seeing them smile ear to ear, and they're happy, and they know their neighbors. And anyway, so the helicopter pad finally became a helicopter pad, and the Forest Service made us a vendor so that in the future, if it happens again, they can bring in the troops and have the choppers come in. And we're going to have to move you for a day or two or three or a week until they get done fighting the fire. Then you come back. Yeah, you know what's going to be? You're going to have like a, when they use those the air things to clean the weeds, you know, the leaves, you're going to have like that, but big. Yeah, I don't know why we give them water buckets when they have pools. I don't see, nobody drinks out of the bucket. No, yes. You are the beauty. You know, if you look around here, look at the mountain over there. Look at this beautiful view, this helicopter pad. But look at the beautiful view around here and all this. We own, behind us here, we own a couple of those mountains going up into the forest. So it protects the place. And now for true confessions. Given California and what's happened to us here, besides all the political stuff, something else happened to us a few years back where the labor secretary under Obama, 4 years, came to Los Angeles. I mean, this was a plan. And they had her elected supervisor, and the first thing she did was raise the minimum wage to $10 an hour back then. And then she told us over the next 3 years it would go to $15 an hour. Now it's going to go to $20. You know, what medical school did they go to get $20 an hour? So we had two supervisors who were Republicans who were trying to exempt charity because we can't raise the price of a hamburger. We have a donation. If we get $100, that $100 has to go $100. Well, $10 an hour was high. 20 is unbelievable. $20 an hour. So that's what's happening to us here. So I looked around, I said, well, if we could raise $20 million and move the whole sanctuary to another place in the country, where would it be? So I looked for land, and I looked at potential land. There are a few places that are possible. They're not this. This is top of the list. But the few places that are possible, but didn't have a labor force over the hill. We have a labor force over the hill about 10 miles away. And then I looked at the weather, and believe it or not, we suffer here with 115, 110. You know, you get that now and then, heat waves. In the winter, you could get freezing. Sometimes we get frozen water buckets that get an inch of ice on them. You get that. But generally, because of the mountains around us protecting us, even the major fires have gone around us here. And we have a fire department of our own to take care of it, because we have other properties also that have other animals on them. But right here, you couldn't ask for better. This weather is the best weather in Los Angeles. It's a little cooler than down below in the winter. And it's a little warmer in the summer than down below. But earthquake-wise, everybody, California's going to fall into the ocean. Well, because we're built on rock, this is mountains, what we get is a shaking. back and forth like a vibration. We get a vibration. I'll do it this way for you. We get a vibration like that. The big quake was at 94. The big quake, the Chatsworth, Northridge, 6.7. Embarrassingly, the cups on the shelf that were on an exposed shelf in the kitchen, my cups moved to within an inch of the edge, but they never fell. And that was a major quake that destroyed Los Angeles. So here we are, not necessarily earthquake proof, but every quake that we've ever had has been minimal, just a lot of shaking. So every which way, this really is the best place for this sanctuary, the best place in the country, except for the politics and the wacky rules and laws that they come up with, because they're trying to do radical things. So if it starts in California, it will go back east, it'll take over the country. Well, we're suffering from it here. And the other thing is, because that people don't think of this, because the wages are so high, people have in their head that they're worth that their labor is worth that. And so they could get $20 an hour anywhere. They want you to pay them even more to work here. And you go, no, we pay the minimum wage to start. That's what we pay. And, it's almost $20 an hour. And then with benefits and all the rest, it's way over. But we don't make any more money. We don't have a hamburger to sell. So it turns out that a lot of the people working here are doing it because it's a company that pays the wage and pays it on time and doesn't cheat you. And it's a good place financially to work. And the downside to that, it's a good place financially to work. And I've spent my life, 45 years of my life, building this, thinking only of the animals. And I need people here who, number one, their goal in life is to care for the animals. The job is to love the animals, care for the animals, do the work, not because they're getting paid $20 an hour, which they could get at McDonald's, but to do the work because they love being around the animals. So it's so hard here because our labor pool, being over the hill, is a very finite mindset, and they're pretty much doing it for the money. I need people who really want to come out here and work with the animals, because this is their dream, is to work in a place where they don't kill, where they can care for these animals for life and get to know them. I mean, you can get to know Keila, you could get to know Lou, the other dogs, you could get to know them, because if you work in their section, you see the same dogs every day. And we count on the fact that by seeing the same dogs every day, they're like your own. You know when they're off. Today they're off. I used to have sheets that had a whole bunch. I mean, if a dog has diarrhea, I had 5 different kinds of diarrhea. And they would have to check off the box, which one. Well, try to get people to do that now. The most we get is the dog is sad. So sad's a big one. That means a lot to us. So if he's sad, get up to the hospital right away. But if you know your dogs and you're here every day and you see them, you can tell when they're off. That's a hospital trip, and we find out right away what's going on with them. Do a blood test, do an x-ray, do stuff. The hospital's like, 200 yards away. So I'm asking people, what the heck? If you look at her, pull her blanket out. She's pulling her blankie. I got my blankie, yes. Well, she's so happy. So if you love animals and you want to work in a place where the animals are happy and where what you do counts, then wait till the end of the video, and then we have the flyover at the end showing the whole property. Then the website pops up. But if you want to know the name ahead of time, it's Delta Rescue, DELTA, deltarescue.org. Go in there and send me an email. You got a few places to make a form and send an email. Just fill out a form and send an email. I go through every morning, actually probably 2 or 3 times a day. I'll go through the emails to see who wrote, and I assign them to different people. I send them off. I forward them. Some I answer myself. Some I think I'm the only one who can answer this. But if you send in and say, I saw your video and I would really love to work in a place like yours, so tell me about it. So I'll have them get in touch and we'll talk about that. Look at her. Simple things. I mean, the dog has a blanket and she's gonna have fun playing with it. I mean, who would think to get her a blanket as a toy? Yeah, she'll tear it up and we'll get her another one. Keila. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're tearing up your blankie. You want another treat? Everybody here wants another treat. I'll have to go around again. I'm going to go around again. Okay. There you go. In case anybody asks, we don't have sponsors. We're our own sponsor. Nobody sponsors the videos. We do them. So if you want to make a donation, I have it on there. Text dogs to 801-801. Make a donation. That would be helpful. But we're getting, again, no sponsoring. But I'm going to tell you what they like. This comes from Costco. It's a new brand they have. Dog's Chicken Jerky Treat, Farmland Traditions. Anyway, this costs more. This is about $20 a bag. But there seems to be more treats in here. But the other thing is, they all, even my own dog at home, who doesn't like anything, she loves these. She barks at me to give her these little things. They're little. Look how tiny they are. Look, they're in the palm of my hand. I mean, they're small, but they're hard. They're human grade. Yeah, I tried them, but my teeth won't break them. I mean, the dogs have to be they have to have dog teeth. But anyway, we got these. They love them, and man, oh man, it's like it's low in fat and calories. Well, they don't care about that. Best used by January 2026, so it's got a good shelf life. No wheat, no corn, no fillers. It's all 100% chicken. So if you email and ask me, I'm not going to have a bag in front of me to tell you, but just watch the video again. There you go, honey. Oh, yeah. Now, she can have as much as she wants because it's pure chicken. Yeah, you can get one too. Here you go. Here you go. Come here, Lou. Lou. Let me see. That was 8. Who's in 8? Oh. See, she left us a surprise because she's incontinent. She would never, imagine that. Who would put up with her? It would be like a nightmare. The husband wouldn't want the wife to bring her home, the vice versa. Roma and Romulo. Roma and Romulo. Hey, Roma. You guys all seem to be getting along. I think Roma has a little eyesight problem. She's looking for the jerky and she missed it. There you go, almost. There you go. Yep, you got it. There you go. Well, that deserves a call in. Where did I do with my radio? What did I do with my radio? I shut it off.
Channel mode.
Yeah, right. Hey, Steven, come in. Look at her. Come here, honey.
I'm
Yeah, I'm in with Keila. PK HP rather 8. Roma and Romulo. The female, the white one. I think you got to check her vision.
Okay, yeah, she has kind of a slight head tilt as well from old vestibular.
Oh, I didn't know she had vestibular. That makes sense. All right, yeah, well, forget it then. She's doing fine. She just couldn't see the jerky I threw her, and I threw 3 pieces, and she's missed them until her nose was right on top of them.
Okay, yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, okay, we're good. And who are those guys over there? 910, 910. Peter, Piper, Peck. See, that's why they all look alike. Peter, Piper, Peck, those pit bulls that I on the way in, the beautiful pit bulls. But we get a litter. You get a litter born here, or I find a litter. But when the litter comes, they're all cute and they're all cuddly and they're all whatever. And then as they start growing, there's a pecking order. And you know who the boss is, and then the second boss, and they have a whole pecking order. Rarely, but sometimes you'll get, big litter. You get 3 dogs. We always put 2, but we get 3 dogs that are all cowards and they're hiding in the corner. And we keep them together for life. They support each other. And then you get the opposite. You get these 3 I just named here, Peter, Piper, and Peck. They probably could tear each other up if they got into it over food. So we separate them. They're all neighbors. They get to see each other, but they all live in a separate yard, so they won't hurt each other. Because they are powerful dogs. Now that guy there barking is Peter. That's Peter. Look at Keila. Keila's got to go. She hears whatever Peter's saying in dog language. Keila is responding. And said, "Nope, I got my own jerky." Yep. See, this is a neighborhood. This is a neighborhood. I forget her name. Oh, no, I don't. I just remembered her name. Boy, memory comes back. This is going back about 15 years. There was a Washington Post reporter, Pam Constable. I don't know whatever happened with her, but Pam Constable. Pam came out and visited once, and I showed her the place, and we went all around, and she saw what we built here. And when you see the flyover, it's flat looking. It's not. It's all hilly. And these different sections, have different groups of dogs in them. And she said, "You have neighborhoods." And I've been using that ever since, that these are neighborhoods. Yeah, this neighborhood, this is the helicopter pad. They know their neighbors. They know the same neighbors. And like Peter was just talking, and then she ran over to see what he was talking about. He was saying something, and she was looking off in the mountain like he was telling her there's something out there. They're so happy and content. Look at you. I get kind of jealous, Why aren't I one of my dogs? Happy, content. Let me call him again. Yeah, Stephen again.
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah, I called you about Romulo and Roman and whatever. They're the long-haired one, I think, is the male. He needs a grooming bad.
Okay, I'll get him on there right away.
10-4. What? What do you want? More treats? All right, I have to go because I have to... Yes, I know. I'll give it to you. You are the sweetest girl. Imagine this girl being so sweet. She's always been like this. And then they threw her out, and some man, just catch me with them. Anyway, somebody hit her with a baseball bat or a pipe or something, hit her on the back. There's nasty people in this world, just real friggin' nasty people. And a lot of the people living out in the wilderness, they don't want the dogs around. They're camping out there. Well, that's what they say. They're not camping out. They're living there. And they're antisocial and they're anti-everything. And I've run into them for a long time. And I know the type that would hit her, throw hot oil. They cook bacon and the dog comes around and smells the bacon and they take the hot bacon grease and throw it on the dog and burn him. People, man. I'll throw this little bit in. They wonder why other people don't do this. And I used to say this in the beginning especially. I'm rescuing in the wilderness. There's all kinds of people out there. And there's all kinds of danger. It's probably worse now. You don't know what you're running into, if it's a drug little cartel group or something, because they're selling drugs out there and they're doing all kinds of things, and you might be closing in on a pot field. You never know. But back then, it was a lot simpler. Things weren't so out of control. But I still have been shot at. I've been shot at multiple times. They missed. I'm like Reagan. Remember Reagan? He was doing a speech. And you see this on YouTube if you look it up. Reagan's doing a speech to a whole big crowd, like at an auditorium. And somebody popped a balloon way in the back, and he's talking, and he says, "Missed me," and he went back to his speech. Yes, you're beautiful. You are beautiful. Yes, you are. You are the beauty. You are so beautiful. Now, she's put on weight. She was really skinny when she first came. She's a beautiful girl. I've got to go, but I'm stuck. I can't leave. I can't leave. You're making me just hang around. Yeah. You're beautiful. I should say one thing for our YouTube family. This is a new venture for us, and the only reason I'm doing it really is because I found out that AI will promote it, and if we get enough views and subscriptions or whatever the heck they are, it's actually time. I'll explain that. Once we get AIs happy, we got a lot of a following. We can dub these shows into up to 35 languages. So the countries that need to hear not only us, this country needs to hear it too, but there's countries that need to hear this. These are who the animals are. They're angels. They're sent to help you, and you rejected them and threw them out and made them live and die horribly. Look at them. They're beautiful. They're angels. So once people see what we do here and in different countries, we might save some lives. I had a billboard in a bad part of town. I had a billboard that says, they say all the same thing. Animals are children too. Love them, don't abandon them. And I had a pit bull in me on the billboard, and a really rough part of town. And I met a tradesman, I forget what. He was some kind of tradesman. Not a plumber, but like a plumber. And he recognized me. He says, "Oh my God, it's you. What? I know your billboard out there." And he told me where. I go, yeah, that's me. He says, I looked at that billboard so much that I went to the pound and I got a pit bull. And I came home and my wife said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, that sign, the guy's got a pit bull up in there?" Yeah. Well, I fell in love with that pit bull. So I went to the pound and got one. And he takes them everywhere. He said, well, that one thing made that billboard, whatever it cost, that made that billboard worthwhile. It saved that life. And I'm hoping the same thing happens here, that around the world, we light the flame that starts the humaneness, because they treat animals, they treat street dogs like horribly. And if we can light the flame and show people what we do here, and they go, yeah, look what this one guy did. Yeah, well, you don't have to do this, but you can do it for one dog. You can take that dog across the street, or the dog under the tree that's living on your farm, or whatever, wherever you are in the world. You can do something, and that's the idea behind this show, that if we can get people to follow and help us grow it, we can spread the word to to other countries that need it even more than we do here. Now, here's a secret. I found a secret to YouTube. And this is the real secret. Yes, subscriptions are nice. Liking is nice. Comments are great. Everybody asks you the same thing. Notice I don't say that. I didn't start off saying, before you watch the show, they'll put it up front. That, make sure you like and subscribe and comment and blah, blah, blah. That'll help the channel. I think by now you know that. But here's the real secret. The real secret is, how much time do you spend watching the video? If you spend 15 minutes watching the video, AI goes bananas and promotes us everywhere. If you spend 2 minutes and you say, okay, that's nice, and you move on, it doesn't. So we have a mix. We have maybe 12, 15% of people watch till the end. The rest drop off somewhere along the way. So if we can have you watch the show for 15 minutes, and I'm going to even say, put it on and go cook your supper and come back before you shut it off. I mean, whatever you do to make it watch for more than 15 minutes, AI will pick up the whole series of shows and get them ultimately big enough so that we can go to 35 different languages. That's a couple hundred countries. And you should see the languages. Somebody tell me what Boku is. B-O-K-U. That's a language. What's Boku? I'm still trying to figure that out. I probably should Google it. But that's the secret. Hey, the Keila, what are you doing? She's ripping that blanket out. Now, I know the only problem with that is there's threads. You don't want to eat a thread. Take you forever to get it out, but you don't want to eat it. You are the beautiful girl. Okay, so we told everybody, watch the show for at least 15 minutes. I don't have any tricks. I can't say, in the beginning of the show, oh, let's see if this happens, and then keep you in suspense. There's no suspense. These are the dogs. This is their life. My memories of everything that's gone on to build this place, my wisdom, if you will, comes with age. Look at these guys. They are just the best. They said once, somebody said, here's how you know who you are in life, or what you should be in life. Imagine you had a week to live, 1 week. What would you do? And I go up to my sanctuary and spend all my time with my dogs, which I've never done, and the cats and the horses. But I've never done that. Well, thanks to the show, I'm able to at least spend this much time. I'm spending time with Keila. This is the most time I've spent with her in 2 years, because we have this show. And there's so many more that I have to get to. There's so many more I want to spend time with. And they know me. They know me. I had a dog years ago. When I was adopting in the beginning. I wrote a book on it, made a movie on it. And I was really top of the line. There wasn't any. I made the first. So I remember I had a dog named Sandy. I rescued her, brought her home. And I went out for a few hours. I came back, and she had torn all the drapes off the living room. They're all on the ground. She tore them and shredded them. Just a few hours. So I called her the drapist. Anyway, I adopted her to this guy who came over, and I told him what she did, to be careful with your drapes. And he loved her, and he took her. Well, about 5 or 6 years later, we're having tours up here, and the guy, because we were in Glendale at my backyard. By then, we had El Monte for a few years, and then I found this property, and I moved everything out here to Acton. And when I built this, I started with a small section, and we brought people out to see it, and he was a donor. And he came out, and he called me to come out and visit, and he said, can I bring Sandy? And I said, I remembered her, the drapist, little blonde dog. He says, yeah. I said, sure. Now, I saw her one night. I was with her. I wasn't even there at night. I was in bed. I saw her. I brought her home. She was with me that evening. She was with me the next morning. I adopted her the next afternoon. She knew I rescued her, but that was it. Now, 5, 6 years later, she comes up here. And as soon as she came out of the car, she ran up and jumped all over me and hugging me. And I'm figuring, oh, it's a nice dog. She's like, he says, I'm not lying. He says, she doesn't go near anybody. She hides. She recognized me from one day. She recognized me. So when you're nice to one of these angels, or when you're not nice, they'll remember. I hear my phone going up. I hear my phone. You want to answer it? Can't talk to you. No, I'm here with my Keila. I can't talk to you. I got to talk to Keila. You're the beautiful girl. Yes, you are. All right, one more treat, and then I go. One more treat. You know, you get a phone call from a real person, and a minute later, like you don't know, you get a call from someplace you never heard of, and the number is like in another state. The robots are set up to when you get a call, set another call immediately because he'll answer, right? I'm not going to answer. No, you are beautiful. Look at that face on you. Happy, smiley face. Did I do a good job, huh? Did I do a good job? Get you this, make this for you. Get you out of that mess, huh? I give you a treat. I give you a treat. And I'll put a couple more over there. And I'm going to be giving, I'll give you two. I was going to take the shortcut, but I'm going to go all around and give treats. Okay. You see what I have to do? You just have to get out of bed and tear your blanket up. I have to fill my pockets with all kinds of garbage. Oh, look at you, look at you. I'm coming. Peter, Piper, and Peck. Peter, Piper, and Peck. All right. That gives you two now. You have two. He has one. Okay. You're the pretty girl. You're the beautiful girl.